we'll have to wait out this next ban phase to see what these drafts are going to come up with very, very soon. Can't help but think to myself as well, John. At this point, I think people must have recognized there's always when we're casting, there's always a couple dogs barking in the background. And at this point, I'm convinced, because nobody ever complains about it, I'm convinced people think it's the song in the background or something, just having dogs barking. Or maybe it's just a nice SCA sound to have, like there's like a chicken bok-bocking in the back somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's all coming from your neighbors still, is it not? The whole dog barking thing, yeah? I think it fits Pro Series now, John. I don't think we can cast without it anymore.
The funny thing is, my noise blocker used to work a lot better, so I'm going to throw NVIDIA under the bus. Their updates have not been working. They have said they've added noise profile for dogs again. It just doesn't work. Like, if I go back to the old version, there's the issue where I just suddenly blow your ears out, which I'm sure you've had a couple of times, where NVIDIA Broadcast it completely stops working. RTX voice completely stops working, and I'm just a complete robot. So I'd rather deal with this, with the slight dogs from neighbors. There are like 5 dogs along the street. Like 5 dogs that are uncontrollable. I don't know how my parents sleep, because there's a dog in front, and from my room it's not that loud. When I stayed in their room for a while talking to them, it's like it's right next to you. So it's just part of living in the Philippines. It happens. You've got dogs, you've got chickens. Fortunately, not much else. I'd be worried if there were much more noises beyond that. Still, the draft goes on. Execration, they do pick up the clockwork, so they've got a great way of countering that shaker with a battery assault, holding him back, stopping the spell casts, scouting out as well to block blinks. SMG do go into the Lycan themselves, so they've still got this very active core that can come true for mid one. They could flex it for KP as well on the off lane Lycan instead. Fairly open for the side of SMG to kind of shift those heroes around, but that should just be for mid one. Going back to the helm, the Overlord play. Interesting that they pick it into the Bloodseeker, as that felt like what SMG had on hand to kind of stop the Lycan as well with a Rupture. So they're kind of just going into the counter pick almost. Like, on paper, Rupture and Lycan just stops him from really being effective in chasing heroes down. Looks like they're just feeling confident about it.
Yeah. I like the fact that they've gone for the Lycan on SMG. I mean, we were just talking about dogs, John, so we've got some now in the game. I guess SMG just taking some inspiration from your situation there. And I could tell I touched the nerve, by the way. I could tell you're getting very passionate describing your animal situation in the neighborhood. It's okay, John. I'm okay with it. We're enjoying it. You don't need to get upset.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's not...
I can tell you want to just go off about it. It's all right, John. I'm just having a laugh. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, sir. Nobody even noticed. I can tell you were typing in the chat as well, by the way. I saw. Don't think you can sneak by me.
I got pinged by Nada. He was making... So Nada's our friend from a different tournament. He's the producer we call out sometimes. We make a guess as to when you get back. I told him, nah, Mike's on time whenever he's running stream, so no bets there, Mike. Still, there are bets on these draft, though. Execration, they do go into the Queen of Pain. So they're putting her win condition once more on Bob, right? Like, this scales really well down mid. It's likely the mid quap, as you've got Bloodseeker for offlane or pause 1, if Tino wants that. He doesn't quite know his matchup. Now, with the Monkey King for SMG, there's a distinct possibility of shuffling really hard on SMG's part. You can run Lycan safe, you can run Lycan off, you can run Monkey King mid, you can run Monkey King safe. So they're kind of pocketing their picks till the end. I do feel like the Monkey King should just be the safe lane for mid one. It's a hero he knows how to play with. And this is sort of similar to a draft we've seen SMG do before. They had the Venge Monkey King, Venge offlane, Monkey King safe. Lycan, it's a bit different compared to the Venge, but you can still play with the Overlord timing, and you can have this Monkey King just take a forward position once more with Echo Saber up, run around, look for the kills, apply the pressure, and just keep playing from there. I think it just leads for SMG to play really fast with a Disruptor picked as well, so maybe mid Monkey King? Maybe
mid Silencer, Jonathan.
It can't be.
No, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be the mid Silencer.
Mid Silencer against Quap is really nice. Like, you're always gonna have a good time against these spammy spell heroes. So the Quap's gonna struggle just a bit, I'd say, by level 3 from the Silencer. Level 2 is also pretty nice once you have your Q and E up. So we'll see how much Moon can get. There is a possibility for... Alright, Pangolier coming out for Execration, so that builds up their team fight as well. And
Oh,
What's
I
your
love it.
safe lane? Safe lane, Bloodseeker, off lane Pango, right? So not a support Pango here. Yeah, I was gonna say you could maybe run Disruptor mid. I've seen that in pubs, but that tends to be when someone's smurfing, so probably not a good idea. Gonna play normally here on SMG. The mid silencer you love talking about that hasn't come out in a few days. It's there for
Oh.
Moon. He'll play with a Q&E. We'll see how strong it is. We've seen how strong it is from support. I think it's gonna work very, very good in that matchup against Bob.
It's legitimately just not fair because when you play mid silencer, like once you've hit the level 5, level 6 mark, he can't die. Like if you make a rotation in as the pos 4, you're literally just gonna feed him. Almost guaranteed, you are just gonna feed him a kill. All he does is press Q and W on you. You're gonna think you're safe. You walk away. You're all healthy. I got from full HP all the way to 0 in a couple games trying to rotate to help my mid out, and my mid laner had the audacity to tell me that I didn't help him. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I try. The guy just kills me every time. He just presses 2 buttons. Presses 2 buttons and I die. And now Moon gets to enjoy that experience that I had to suffer from the other day. We'll see how it works out. I mean, Moon, he's been doing great on that mid coddle that we've been seeing. He does seem to really enjoy those very broken-esque heroes. And this is certainly a very broken mid laner right now if you get those initial levels up early and you can kind of abuse it.
Yeah, I think for Bob, he's going to have to watch out. I mean, he's got some sustain he could play with on his dagger, but honestly, it doesn't sound like you really have a really good approach as a quad player. Maybe just try to clear the creep wave out with a Scream of Pain and play safe from there. We'll see how much SMG can get out. They have really good team fight with Wukongs and the Slam, good control with the Shaker and the Disruptor. Global Silence is going to be very helpful on top of it. For the side of Execration, it's kind of strange. They can play fast. They don't have naturally fast pushing heroes. So you don't have the Lycan in your side. You don't have the Venge. You don't have Beastmaster. So taking the objectives might be a bit slower than they'd want them to, but they will have to kind of play to that pace. Their late game doesn't scale all too well, and they're always going to have to watch out for that.
Really like the set Bob's got on in that quap. He's got that little dagger thing going on the side. I haven't seen that one before with the Arcana, but it looks very nice. What does it even replace? Just looks very good.
That's the Immortal Dagger, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but what's it replacing on the Arcana? I can't even remember what the weapon on the Arcana is.
I can't even remember. I don't play Quap, Mike. I'm not a Quap appreciator, not like you.
Sad.
Unfortunately.
Sad, Jonathan. You like the Wind Ranger Arcana. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Grow up, John.
That's my thing. No.
Grow up.
No, I will fight you in Slacks for my Wind Ranger. I like her. Although I tend to lose a lot, but that's what it is. That's the price of love, Mike.
I would have blamed it on the Wind Ranger, John. Don't you worry. You can still... Bounty Raid's going to go the way of both teams, 2 for 2. You really telling me Wind Ranger Arcana is better than Quap Arcana? Let's be real before we get into the lane. Like, come on. Which one's better? Be honest.
Wind Ranger. I like the Wind Ranger
you're
Arcana. I'd put maybe the CM Arcana as well. I don't know. I like their styles.
You're
you know?
sick, John.
They're fun.
You're
They're fun.
sick.
They're cheerful. Quap's Arcana makes her scary and painful as she is. Still, the lane for Bob is going to be scary and painful. We've talked about it multiple times. Now it's just time to see it in practice. Moon's still pocketing his level 1, so he's not actually opting to use that skill point yet. So is Bob. He does pick up the Scream of Pain now to clear out the creep wave. And Moon will just wait. Maybe he waits until level 2 to just get that Arcane Curse plus Last Word combination off the wall immediately. We'll see. So far, with that wave clear Bob has, it's going to be a bit easier for him to clear out the creep wave. But yeah, as soon as the harassment comes out for Moon, he should be able to at least put a dent in it just a bit.
Fair enough. Of course, over in the bot lane, you've got RR and Tino there against Arfu and KP. KP going to be playing that offlane Lycan this time around, and these are one of the heroes that he really enjoys. Just heroes that have units that he can micro and be very, very annoying with. It's standard KP kind of business here with this kind of hero. The Lycan. We'll see what he gets done, but, you know, naturally the build-up is Helm of the Dominator into Helm of the Overlord. No boots necessary. This hero just hits creeps for a while and then becomes a real menace. We'll see what RR and Tina can do. In fact, Bloodrite is there with the Impale and the body blocks. They might be able to get first blood, and they do. Tino able to pick it up. Great start here for the safe lane of Execration.
And that's the one shortcoming of this dual lane. Lycan and Shaker aren't particularly aggressive. They can't really do much to stop the Bloodseeker from farming up. And it's very vulnerable as well. You don't have the best saving spells. I guess you can try to cut off a movement with Fissure. and then that's it. So you kind of hold off. You kind of have to hold off in these lower levels for KP, for off. We just get what you can from the lane, but you can't really afford to posture too hard. Like that combination with Bloodright plus the stun is just really strong, and it's really easy to land. You're up against dual melees in that lane, so Tino should have a fairly good time just scaling up here.
This last lane, top lane is going to be Rogi, and mid one against BDZ, and of course Raging Potato. A mid one on the Monkey King again. It doesn't really seem like the hardest matchup for him. 2 melee heroes he has to be against. So it should be another easy time here for mid one. It's Raging and BDZ. We'll see what they get done, but unless they can catch out Rogi with, say, the Battery Assault Cogs, I highly doubt anyone's dying in this lane, at least from SMG. There is certainly kill potential here from SMG's end, and it would probably be onto BDZ on the Clockwork. But even then, it's probably going to be rather difficult.
Yeah, as long as they're kind of keeping your spacing right in Execration, you're going to be fine. It's the same situation we're seeing from SMG's own offlane, where you just get what you can in the lane, get what farm you can, get what EXP you can, especially for the Clockwork. You want to hit your level 6 spike really quick, and BDZ is just doing a good job of zoning out Raji. He is a bit isolated, does have the boots, so it is a bit more effort from BDZ. He has the cogs, but not going to go for it just yet.
Oh, BDZ almost getting that 2-for-1 value on the couriers. Rogi gonna place a sentry ward down. Was it? I guess maybe he thought BDZ placed an obs ward. I think that was the idea. Moon, meanwhile, mid lane does pick up a solo kill onto Bob, and the immediate tips are out. But you can't tip a silencer though. I mean, mid silencer is so busted. I know what he did. He pressed the Q and E, and he just killed him. That's what happened. I don't need to look at the camera doesn't need to shift over. I know exactly how he died.
That's it. And I don't know if you can really tip the opposite mid for having such a high damage nuke that synergizes with itself on the Arcane Curse. And once the silence is off, that 2x damage bonus is just insane. That's like 64 damage per second now at level 3 for our mid silencer. Bob, he did go for the Shadow Strike build, so he's going to have some self-sustain. He doesn't have the blink to escape. Not like the blink will help you when you're silenced up afterwards and the DOT is still running. So there's only so much Bob can do in lane, and he's going to have to watch. I think if he doesn't get a side lane rotation, Moon's just going to keep taking over. The one thing Bob can do is clear out side camps a bit faster. So Moon, he doesn't get to flash farm as quick with Arcane Curse on creeps. It's not as painful. And that's something the Queen of Pain can try to leverage, but you have already given a pretty good start away.
Raging. Top lane looks to be perhaps going down as mid one is going to be able to get the damage off. Nice secure there from SMG. BDZ. Not really much he can do to try and swap kills. Still level 2 as well, so doesn't have the level 3 battery assault. Eventually we'll just kind of go ahead and block the small camp. Rogi doesn't really mind anyway. He's already gone to stack. Pretty standard stuff here from SMG. It is going to be a 1-2 though so far. 1k net worth lead the way of the Dire. I suppose we will watch the mid lane because Moon... Just look at this, John. Look at this perfection. This balance. Just ticking away. Bob luckily has the level 2 Shadow Strike, so actually does have some regen coming in. Still a very tough time for him.
Yeah, he's had to expend for a couple of salves. He's always got to be on point with his bottle use just to sustain true. You're not stopping Moon. Like, he is a bit behind in CS, just down to the fact that he can't clear creeps as well, but here comes Rogi.
Of course here comes Rogi. He's going to move in now. Thunderstrike is there. They do have the vision. Rogi not going to be able to finish it off, but I think he wants to give the vision to Moon. Bob, don't turn around like that, sir. Curse is out. He might just die to it, and I think he is. Rogi's able to get the kill. Moon, he's just going to try and run away from BDZ. Meanwhile, towards the east, Arfu and RR, they are fighting over the Arcane Rune. Eventually, Arfu is able to pick it up. Misses the Fisher block on the staircase, though, to avoid that bounty being taken. And now BDZ is going to feel a bit of pain himself. But he didn't time the curse properly, so he's not going to take the full brunt of the damage here on the Clockwork.
Yeah, it's still a ton coming through, and you can see Moon opted for a 3-0-3 build. No global silence. Who needs it when you can just dominate lane? Bob?
Very, very risky play, Bob. Stick charges up by Moon. He's not dead yet, and it looks like he might go down, but he's going to go for the TP play. Nice deny from Arfu. He empowers himself and hits him with that massive totem. Gets the kill. BDC, he's going to run. And for Moon, I mean, yeah, you put your TP on cooldown, but you're going to have a good laugh about that if you're Moon. spend the next 15 seconds just laughing your ass off at what just happened in the mid lane.
Yeah, that was super aggressive from Bob. Like, just because he has this big nuke with a Sonic Wave doesn't mean the Silencer is vulnerable. Now BDZ.
Yeah. It's going to be okay. Does have the Tranks up as well, so should be able to stick around just to make sure he can soak XP and secure a bit of CS here on the Clockwork. Moon's going to have to make the long walk of shame back here on the Silencer. But he is level 7. He's one level away from having both the Q and E maxed out completely. No global silence necessary. That's when the real fun starts. As now it looks like he might even make a rotation down bot. BDZ looks like a very free kill here to Moon, and he's dead. There's no way out. Roger doesn't need to do a thing. He doesn't need to touch him. I guarantee you, John, he was dead. Bot lane, Tino. Vision is there, mid one. He's got all the vision. Now the blocks are out. KP. Oh, Tino, he can't really do too much. Literally stuck in the tree line. In SMG, they're going to start the push down that bot lane.
Yeah, they should be able to find off mid with a good block. Good stuns coming off. Bob does get a consolation prize, but this is when the push kicks in. KP shows up with a wolf form. Dominator's just flying out, so it's a bit late, but they still get something from lane. They shift mid one over, and this is when the push happens. Like, Execration does not have the same push potential with their lineup. They need to hit these level spikes instead to take fights. They did have the Sonic Wave. It is going to be up once more. I think we have to expect maybe Tino to just kind of show up as well, and even Raging with a Rolling Thunder. They need to get these engagements on their terms. They can't afford to just keep bleeding out these skirmishes, just dying one by one. It gives way too much for SMG to play with early. Their lineup is geared for early tower pushes and early fights with Lycan and Monkey King, and with the way mid one plays Monkey King. So you have to kind of try to force a 5. It's harder now. With Moon at level 8, he does go for the global silence, so even if you clump up, the counter fight potential is there for SMG.
Okay, P gonna run right into Bob, though Bob's got an invis. Instead, they're gonna go onto RR. And Bob should be able to help it. A nice impel there from our Nyx Assassin will mean he can try to run away. Combo is there from Moon, and that'll be enough. What do you do? At the very least, Raging Potato does end up killing off Roger top lane. Meanwhile, towards the south, Bob, he's going to move in. Sonic Wave is going to be pretty on target. Arfu should die here to the Shadow Strike, or maybe not even, as they move in. But no, he'll blink forward to secure the Earthshaker, but it's going to be a mistake. And the deny's there from mid one as well. Salt in the wound. They will not get the kill. BDC, he's going to be chased down. He should be alright. But the Wolves are going to keep vision, at least for a little bit. And in the end, they're going to let the Clockwork go. Instead, there's a mid-tier 1 tower to take, and KP's going to make the rotation over.
Yeah, they did lose their top. Raging Potato, not the biggest target to lose at this point, since they already took the bot tier 1. Mid, they're going to have to throw bodies forward in Execration's end. They do have a Rupture, no Sonic Wave just yet. Rolling Thunder's going to be up, but not quite online for this moment.
Oh, Rupture's there. They've got Moon. He's going to go right for the TP play, and he's made a BDZ. He hookshot RR, didn't he? The Nyx Assassin blocked him off. Every time. Every time that happens, John. It's always the other pause 5. No, it's not, John. I'm a Clockwork player. It's very infuriating when that happens.
Yeah, you got to deal with it. You know, sometimes you're just not in the same wavelength. And the stars don't align, and you miss out on kill opportunity. They managed to snipe a good courier. Mid-tier 1 down to 200 HP. Gonna be really easy for SMG to just shove it in. Mid 1 getting some space out now to finish his farm game. He is trying to finish the Desolator up. He is isolated. 3 heroes grouped up top on top of him, but they can't really gap close. RR does not have level 6, so there's no Vendetta yet. It makes the entire process just a bit more cumbersome to find those pickoffs.
Mid 1, he's gonna have that Desolator up pretty darn soon. Helm of the Overlord going to be completed as well soon on KP. I believe he may have bought the Helm of the Overlord recipe first over the Vladimir. Fu going to be fine. Bob unable to finish him off. Raging going to go for a bit of a roll, but Moon is perfectly fine, and Raging may not be, as Roger's waiting for the glimpse back and does get it now. Raging, I'm not sure what the idea was there, sir, but he's certainly going down.
Yeah, it's another easy pickoff for Moon. 4-1-4 now on the Silencer. Working for the Midas. Gonna have it up soon. mid-tier 1, not long for the world. Again, just a little bit of a shove from SMG does get that done. So they've got control of the jungle down bot if they want to kind of play in the area. It looks like they don't really need to. They just want to be aggressive. Mid 1 already lining up for Bob up top.
Bob. Glimpse is going to be there. Roger, can he set up a nice static storm? Sonic Wave, it's going to be committed immediately. Global Silence is out, and that'll be enough to lock him down. Very nice pick off as now. There is going to be some rotations. Are at least going to be able to secure the kill onto Roger, but that's about all they're going to get. And Bob, he won't be too happy about that in the Quap. Not at all.
No, it's been a rough game for him. Lane did not go well. His gank attempts haven't been lining up. Currently 1-5-2 on that Queen of Pain. So it's one of those heroes where you need a really strong start. You want to get your initial items up quick. In this case, he's trying to go for the Yules to at least take off those debuffs, take off the silence, take off the DOT from the silencer. Should help out once it's up, but even that feels like it's still a ways off. SMG, they don't really have the net worth lead somehow. I think they've managed to use this space and Execration side to build up on their Bloodseeker very nicely. Even Bob, despite the deaths, hasn't lagged too far behind. But when it comes down to the objectives on map, it's not quite there, although.
Big target, mid 1, he's been trapped up. He can't get the Wukongs off thanks to the battery assault of BDZ, and he's going to drop. Can they get any trades? I mean, they'll go after BDZ, but he's inviting them to take his life, to allow Tino to get out safely. Roger, no glimpse up. He's trying to get the kinetic field off. KB trying to keep up the vision. Unable to get there. Instead, they'll try onto RR, but they don't have a way to cancel. So KP, he'll keep going after Tino. Kinetic field actually going to trap him in. Do they have the damage? They do. So in the end, they do even out the team fight. In fact, SMG, they may have come out on top for that one. Execration, had they got Tino out, I would have said it was a great gank there on mid 1, but with Tino going down, I can't say so.
Yeah, just evens out a little bit more. They are trying mid, but
Raging, gonna go for a roll. For the Fisher, won't quite find one. Instead, does catch Bob, but Bob, Static Storm has been committed. Roger, not gonna have the glimpse to bring him back, however. Instead, they'll try and go after Raging. Raging on the cliff, trying to survive, but Arfu's gonna be there with the stomp. They'll just keep Raging there. Just wait for him to jump down. Meanwhile, KP died. Raging, still gonna swashbuckle down himself. Fisher's there, Arfu. I don't think he can get this kill by himself. Meanwhile, bot lane, they've gone after Bob. They'll kill the Quap off. And I suppose that was the idea. Mid 1 rotated to kill the Quap. They all thought they were going after Raging Potato, but in fact, they were using Raging Potato as bait.
They find a better trade. Oh, Rupture.
He's got a haste room, but he's been ruptured up. Moon, he'll have to try and fight, but there's no real way to fight. He will drop. Raging, gonna jump right out of the kinetic field, back in onto Roger. Boundless Strike off the mark, but mid 1 still gonna Primal Spring in to secure the Pango kill. But Tino does get a double. Now Wukon's command out, but Tino is running very, very fast. Still nice stun out from KP with the dominated creep, and Tino, he got trapped for a second. He's gonna get fished up, but a nice Impale RR. Trying to buy the time. Is it gonna be enough? KP still trying to chase him down to the Primal Spring. It'll be enough to take him out as BDZ. He will hookshot towards RR, trying to escape, but KP now on the chase, and look at the micro, look at the stun out from the Centaur, but he wants to go after the Nyx Assassin instead, and he'll chase him down, but RR has the vendetta. He'll be alright. It's now SMG, they will back off.
They're just constant with his aggression. They're not really resting. They're not giving too much room for Execration to breathe. Like, sure, Execration on paper does have the network advantage, but it's really just not amounting to objectives, and that's where the big issue lies here for Execration.
Raging Potato. Interesting kind of rolling going on here as he is going to be kind of surrounded now. Glimpse back into the kinetic field. We'll see how he gets out of this one. Echo Slam Arfu, he's in. Got him to 3 targets, and now the Boundless Strike is there to try and clean up. They do get KP for Raging. BDZ dropping low, but not low enough to die. Moon, he'll go on the Nyx, and RR, he will slowly die as Roger finishes off BDZ. And they even found the Nyx Assassin in the end. His Execration are left with 2 heroes alive, and they will just get back to CSing. SMG, they still want to get a bit aggressive here. They'll go into that mid-tier 2 tower.
They can get the push going even without the Lycan, with the Deso up. damage output of our Monkey King mid one is fairly good. And of course, it does amp up the push for the creeps as well. So do some good damage in the tier 2. They're still kind of posturing around to find more. Bob, he's down bot solo. Afu and Moon are kind of lining up.
That they are, Bob. He just committed his blink. Has another one up in a second. Afu not going to get the Fisher off in time, and that'll be enough to get Bob out of there. Towards the north, KP currently being stalked by RR. Let's give himself some nice ice armor on the Lycan. However, the cavalry is incoming. They do get the Impale off. BDZ looking for a hook shot, but Global Silence is there in KP. He's going to turn right back around. Nice boundless strike from mid one. RR, he's still alive, but not for long as he does drop. But a Sonic Wave there on Rogi. He might still be able to survive this. He wants to get the Static Storm, and he does. Right before he goes down, he got it off, and Bob, he's going to be glimpsed back, but it won't be enough to kill him off mid one. He'll try to chase him down.
Dire are scanning.
Bob will blink towards the right. Primal Spring is there. Mid one. His spidey senses are tingling, and he's found him. Bob, no, blinks towards the left, but there is Moon. And they will just chase him down to the end, avenging Rogi. As SMG, it does feel like they came on top again.
Yeah, it's looking really good for SMG. They've got the net worth lead now, so the aggression is starting to pay off. Execration have not been able to make moves on objectives now. To be fair, SMG hasn't either. They haven't taken out the tier 2s yet, but they've had more progress overall. We're seeing the build up here on Moon. Our silencer is going for the Ags. Mike, this is so balanced. AoE, last word. Look at the level 25 talent, mind you. Last word mute.
Oh.
Right?
Right.
So I remember I saw that on Twitter. Someone complained about it. AoE Doom is basically what you get here with silencer, and you have the static storm, although the hook is good.
Yeah, hook shot is good. Moon still going to be okay, but Rupture's there. Arfu going to try and protect, does jump in, has the echo, will commit it, and that'll mean BTC dies. The Fisher raging. He doesn't have the mana. Oh, he didn't have the cooldown, rather. He does eventually get there to kill off Moon, and now they'll go onto Arfu, trying to punish the Earthshaker, and they'll get him onto Moon now. The Monkey King, that's the big target. Moon, or rather mid one, he's trying to man fight, and he does. With the lifesteal mid one, he'll survive. RR, well, he's going to try and get something done against Rogi. Impel's there, Bob. He should have enough, but Wukong's command mid one. He's still going for this fight. Bob, he will eventually get him in the tree line mid one. He got too greedy in the end. And so Execration definitely finding the better end of that team fight. It's a 2-for-4 trade, I believe. In fact, it was a 3-for-4. Nevertheless, certainly more worthwhile for Execration.
Yeah, we managed to make it work that time around. It looked like a bit of a rough start, but they do punish Moon for being far forward in the creep wave, not respecting that the hookshot combination's still there. They've still got good enough burst. This BKB on Tino has kind of paid off. That was his first BKB charge. He did die, but they got way more in exchange for his life. So SMG, I mean, again, they don't have the net worth lead. So it's not like they've got the item advantage or the gold advantage here. They've got momentum behind them. Their execution's been on point. They have to be careful about giving openings away, as Execration can still bounce back in. Even if the timings still feel a bit off, they've got some ways of kind of working this map to their advantage. Still, KP casually starting Roshan with his creep army, staying outside, probably just waiting for mid one to maybe just jump in. The side of Execration don't really have the wards around a Roche pit. They do have the flare, and they will scout out, but they're on the opposite side of the map right now.
Roshan, first one of the game, is set to fall, and that'll give mid one just about enough gold as well to have the full Aghanim Scepter up. BDZ, he's in. He might be able to steal this. The Roshan's still not down. It will go down now. Where's the Aegis, BDZ?
What?
He's got it. Oh, it was Trap John. I think the Wolves were blocking mid one. BDZ, he will eventually go down, but he dies a hero. I'm pretty sure one of the Wolves was blocking mid one from being able to get close enough to pick up the Aegis.
It did look that way. Pretty big loss. I mean, all things considered, you know, they still get a kill. They force the movement out from Execration, and they finish up the Ags on the Monkey. So, not the best situation, but no.
No, onto RR. Nice little pick up there onto the Nyx Assassin. Aegis or no Aegis, 2 heroes down. They should still be able to go after that tier 2 mid tower. Bob gonna try and split push the bot lane, but here comes the rotations, and Echo is committed Arfu. It's a lot of damage. Last word is there. That should be enough to kill off Bob, but he will use it all off. But the Boundless is there to follow up from mid one, and an immediate smoke after. They'll cut through to that mid lane once again. Rolling Thunder was already committed by Raging. KB still in that wolf form, looking to go for a fight as Tino's copping so much damage. Rupture's there onto the Lycan. And mid one, well, the Boundless is there, but it only really catches Raging Potato. They'll settle for it though. Mech up. Is it going to be enough? Not quite. The crit is there, and that'll do the job as mid one. He's going to go in deeper. BDZ has the Ghost Scepter up. Primal Spring is now available, but the cogs are going to be there to make sure nobody can enter the base. SMG, well, they already got the mid tier 2 tower anyway. So they pretty much got what they came for.
Yeah, they're just slowly but surely finding big objectives. They could eye high ground. They do not have Aegis. Again, as they lost that earlier.
Jumped right into the blood, right? Impel, though, doesn't really matter, because when you have a silencer behind you, John, you can just about do anything. Moon, he finds a double.
Yeah, he's got the Ags. So AoE last word with AoE Arcane Curse. Everyone starts to cop at ×2 damage once the silence pops on the last word. Very balanced hero, very balanced talents if it does drag towards a level 5 Bob.
Oh, the Rolling Thunder won't go through mid one. He might be safe. 4-star forward, he dodges again. Mid one, he's going to try and man fight and Bob. He almost barely dies, but does end up getting out as they do find the monkey. Hookshot's there, BDZ. He's going to try and go after Moon. Not the easiest kill in the world, but they are doing a fair bit of damage here as Raging will die on the side, but they've got that silencer, it looks like. Fish is there, but it won't be enough. Still a 2-for-3 trade, but they have successfully defended high ground. At least the Raxes are still up. It's KP. Getting the micro is there. RR going to be cut in from both sides. He'll try to TP. KP not going to be able to catch him. Pings are there, but it's... Oh, Bob. Gets Rogi. Fish is out though. Arfu might be able to just perma-stun him up now. They got the silence, they've got the enchant totem, and they've got a bunch of creeps to chase down Bob. And he's going to tie an immediate tips are there from mid one.
Just a bit greedy jumping in, not expecting that SMG would still hang around at bot jungle. And they do manage to punish. Still, as he said, a decent enough high ground defense as the Rax still stand. They are getting some space out for Tino to finish up his full SNY. So stat resist can be very helpful for the Bloodseeker. The added damage is always nice as well. And they can try to get more out of these engagements. But it does feel like as the game scales on, it's only getting better for SMG.
Alright, let's get caught in that Wukong's command. Nice setup from Arfu, and that'll be a Nyx gone, but now the Rolling Thunder, they'll try and turn and get something out of this. Global Silence is there. Tino, he does BKB up through it. Look at this perma-stun out onto mid one. BDZ's out with the hook shot. Mid one surely dead. Tino's going to rush forward, and they've got him. But now the Echo Arfu onto 3 heroes. They'll glimpse back Raging Potato. They'll get another. BDZ, he's got no way out of this.
Oh, boy.
That's the Arfu effect, John. You've got to watch this Earthshaker.
Yeah, they just don't have the vision to play that far outside. It's a valiant attempt, and they do manage to kill off mid one, but the Muna is pretty darn scary, and so is Afu. Like, the control coming out, the damage output of the silencer is still very relevant, despite the BKBs and the Yules. And with KP still up, they can still go high ground. They don't really need the Monkey King to take out the Rax. Gonna get started on it. Bob is all alone to defend right now. He could try to at least clear out the creep wave, perhaps with a sonic wave, but it's not going to stop that push. Now, their side racks are protected. Tier 2 still stand, so it's not like SMG can go for much more. I think Execration's going to be happy enough. The respawns are up shortly. They will need to play around the side lanes if they want to. Like at this point, I think high ground's probably your best bet. You don't want to risk it outside. You don't have control of your outpost. You don't have the farm advantage you'd really want in these heroes. They will still go for a smoke play though. All spells up. Maybe they can catch someone out.
Perhaps. Bit of a hard ask right now. BDZ scattered out here by mid one. Still towards the south. You have got Execration rotating through that Radiant jungle, but they are on the low ground. Good shot, BDZ. He's going to come in on the Disruptor. They want Rogi dead, but the Static Storm's going to fly out, and they are both caught in it. The Bloodseeker and Yaquap Still, Arfu also has been caught out and will die on the Earthshaker. Mid one, still going to try and fight. Moon, he does end up killing off RR, and now they get Tino on the Bloodseeker. Raging, BDZ, both going to have to back. Meanwhile, Bob, he's been controlled up by Arfu. Global Silence there just to make sure Bob is going nowhere. KP ends up getting Raging, and now you're probably going to lose your Quap. 7k net worth advantage for SMG. And it's just not getting any easier for Execration.
No, it's getting tougher. They force the fight outside, and they find one kill, but it's not amazing. The high ground's now open. They know Rupture's down. They know a couple of the spells are down for a bit longer. Respawns are long. Look at Moon. He's just jumping by himself. He can do this.
BDZ. He has the hook shot. He knows he's about. He's gonna die. He's dead in the fountain. There you go.
Oh
Echo Slam out. Arfu setting up for another team fight. Nice Sonic Wave there. Mid one still gonna go after Bob, and it looks like Arfu is actually gonna survive, and they should be able to get the deny off on the Earthshaker. They even deny with the Golem. Oh, KP. He loves it. Alright. Kinetic Thought gonna hold him in. That's your Nyx Assassin gone. KP's being a little bit cheeky. He's using just his units to kill people now. As Raging Potato also drops. Rogi, he might go down. Tino, he's forced to commit the BKB to be able to get that kill. And now the chase is on. Can you get out? I'm gonna say no. Oh, they got the wolf form on mid one as well. He's a wolf now, John.
Oh my God.
Monkey and a wolf at the same time, apparently. Tino, he's going to get taken down. Oh, what do you do?
Yeah, can't do much, oh.
I mean,
Nah,
I wouldn't do that,
can't.
BDZ. Moon, he might just dive you in the fountain right now. That AoE last word means he doesn't have to look at you. There you go.
Pretty much.
Look at it. Half his HP from one last word, John.
Yep. Oh. Oh.
Is he going to die? Yule's up.
No.
Rolling Thunder is there. BDZ going to cons, but the game's over.
No GG. There you go.
I mean, BDZ is
They
really
hold
the
on.
only one that's been given the GG this whole series, to be honest. Alright, he'll throw one out as well, but I mean, you can kind of tell these two teams, they seem to really want to beat each other, which is good to see. I do appreciate that kind of competition.
Yeah, it was a really clean set of games from SMG though. Like, they play spectacularly well. They keep playing in the meta. It feels like out of all the teams we watch, SMG is the one most in tune with what's busted. You know, mid Kotl, off lane, Alk Venge is my personal favorite. The mid silencer comes through. They just know what they have to do. I think the shift for mid one in playstyle has been really good as well. He takes this much more active position in pause one. He rotates to the off lane early and keeps forcing fights with his Monkey King especially. So I think that's something teams will have to watch out for. Up against SMG, Execration, unfortunately, they played back-to-back series. It doesn't work out for them in this tournament, and they're going to have to look elsewhere for the win. But SMG on the up and up so far.
Okay, fair enough. We are going to head to a short break, and right after that break, we're going to be back with our second series of the night. I believe it is going to be GXR against Rainmaker. So it should be a lot of fun watching this series, see how these two teams go. For now, it is MLP johnxfire, and again, we'll be back after a short break to see how our second series does pan out.